Divyasu, can you tell me something about yourself?
Hello, sir. So, namaste.
Hello.
So, my name is Divyanshu. I come from the city of Lucknow. My father was in the Indian Forest Service, and my mother is a homemaker. I did my graduation from BITS Pilani Goa campus in chemical engineering. My hobbies include reading non-fiction books, doing reflective journaling, and sometimes playing online games.
Okay, you have written that you have interest in diplomacy and international relations,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Can I ask a couple of questions related to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Recently, Turkey had talked about two-nation theory in Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Can you tell me the background and why Turkey has suggested that?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this fact.
Okay. Turkey has also initiated what is called the Istanbul Canal. That's basically connecting Black Sea with Bosphorus Strait.
Okay, sir.
But then there is a controversy related to this. So, what is the controversy?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this aspect of Turkey.
Have you heard of Yom Kippur War?
No, sir.
Now, recently, Mr. Biden got selected for as American president.
Yes, sir.
Now, rather than meeting Chinese premier, he rather met Russian president. What is the reason behind it?
So I think Russia and US have a very long history, and they were the two superpowers. And during the Trump era, the Russian role in the US politics has been very much in news. So I think it was done to let's lower down those type of tensions between them and to restart on a fresh basis. But I'm sure, sir, President Biden will be looking forward for meeting the Chinese premier also in the near future.
Well, recently America has also left Afghanistan, or rather, in the process of leaving Afghanistan. By the end of August, they will be out of Afghanistan.
Yes, sir.
What future do you see of Afghanistan 10 years down the line?
So I do not see a very optimistic future as of now, given the present reality, because as America is leaving Afghanistan, there is no another power that can like tackle the Taliban as of now, and Taliban is presently just roaming around and capturing in the entire Afghanistan with no power to stop them. I do see that the social condition in the Afghanistan will not be very good in the near future, but the world can come together, especially India, China, the Middle East, to have some type of new normal that has to be established because it is also affecting the regional stability of this area.
Okay. Now, how many parties are interested in Afghanistan?
So in Afghanistan, okay. So there is this Taliban, then the Afghan government, then we have the Pakistan, that is a very important player in that. We also have Indian interest in this area, and we have Chinese, we have Russian, and we also have some US interest, but it is receding away.
Well, India, along with other like-minded countries, have formed Quad. You must have heard that.
Yes, sir.
There is a demand also, or rather, there is a talk in strategic community that there should be Quad military group like NATO.
Mhm.
Do you support that view? Should India form a Quad military alliance?
Sir, there can be such a group in the future because the present NATO that we have has been overall success. That has really maintained the order in the European and the US area, in the Atlantic area. So we can be expecting such a good alliance at the Quad level also, but that will take a long time, and we will also have to see how China responds to that. But I'm always in support of having a more diplomatic channel than on the military channel. But in future, if such an alliance gets developed, that it is okay as per my limited understanding.
There is a regime change in Iran as well as in Israel.
Yes.
Now, how do you see these two changes impacting the regional stability of Middle East?
So the new government has all also a similar ideology as that of the Netanyahu government. There is not much, especially with respect to the foreign policy. Especially, we have seen how both the two parties have collaborated during their like strikes against the Gaza Strip in the Gaza Strip. So they have been like collaborating, both of them. And in Iran also, I think there will be in future a much open and a welcoming change for the Western influence that was very much at the low point because of the Trump era policies over the region. So I think this is a positive development happening. More so because of the Abraham Accord also, that is also showing the changed ideology and the change stance of the Middle East for the Israel.
Yeah, that's all from my side. Ankit.
Okay, Divyanshu, what is the meaning of your name, Divyanshu?
So its meaning means the ansh of Divya, that is the divine, the part of the divine.
Okay, what is the meaning according to your name? In the sense ki, how do you feel? What do you feel is the blessing that is there in your life?
So I think my name was like very significant in my parents' life because I was a very late child. I was born after 10 years of my parents' marriage. So that was taken as a blessing at that time, and that I think I am. And also, when I was born, I was a very weak child, and almost died because of the dehydration and all. So that was also taken as a divine intervention that I survived.
Okay, got it. So, can you tell me the chemical composition of a common sanitizer that we are using for coronavirus?
So it is about 65 to 90% alcohol. That is mostly the ethanol, and rest is the some water. Water is there, and then we also have some the fragrance chemicals, whatever the type of thing they have, and there also we can add the color as per the requirement. That is the blue color.
One or two more, apart from alcohol, some more things are added.
So I'm not very sure about it. Mostly it is alcohol based.
Okay, why is alcohol helpful in protecting against bacteria and viruses?
So alcohol actually changes the medium in which the virus is sustaining. So it breaks down the form of missile formation that happens. So if the alcohol comes and breaks down those links. So the crown that the virus has is broken down, and then it can be acted upon.
Okay, good. What is OPEC and OPEC plus? What is the difference?
So OPEC is basically the oil producing and exporting nations. So those are the main oil producers of the world. And OPEC plus also includes some of the new emerging producers of the oil. For example, Russia, the US is also interested in that. So this is OPEC is a very formal setup, and OPEC plus is an expanded version of it.
What is the dynamics around OPEC plus? Why is there is a tussle in the objectives of Russia and Saudi Arabia?
Sir, actually, traditionally, Saudi Arabia has been the major producer of oil, but now Russia has also found a huge reserve in the Siberia, and they are also producing and competing with them. So the traditional hegemony of the led by the Saudi Arabia has been challenged. So this is a major issue of tussle, and because of which we have seen overproduction of the oil and slashing down of the oil prices also in 2015. From when we saw that the prices slashed down from $115 per barrel to say $30 per barrel, and that is still continuing.
Okay. Anything about shale oil in Russia? Shale oil of US and Russia tussle?
Yes, sir. In fact, Russia or US, after the discovery of the shale oil, has also become a significant partner in this, and they are also producing and they are beginning exporting nations for the oil. That has also challenged the hegemony of the Middle East.
Okay. Have you heard that India has won a medal today?
Yes, sir.
In Tokyo Olympics, who won and what was the sport?
So her name is Mirabai. I'm not able to Mirabai Sahu, I think, and she won in the weightlifting in the 49 kilogram category in silver medal.
When is the next Olympics going to take place? Are you aware?
So it is taking place in 2022 also. That will be the Winter Olympics, and then the next in the 2024 that will be the Paris Olympic in 2000, that will be a Summer Olympics.
Which city? Sorry.
Paris.
Paris. Okay. Can Indian diplomats or can Indian MEA influence the price of crude oil in our favor? Do you find some way through diplomacy can we lower down the crude oil import prices?
Yes, sir, we can surely try to do that because we are a huge market in India. We almost import 80% of our oil. So this is a very obvious leverage that the Indian governments can work upon that. But the oil prices is a result of various factors. So all these have to be aligned to work in our favor.
Okay, okay. You teach online at Chegg. What do you teach? What subject?
Sir, in that check, we have several types of like interest area. So these are mostly for the school level. So I can teach in mathematics also. I can teach from some basic chemical engineering also in that, and basic chemistry also. So there can be multiple things. And mostly it's related to mathematics and little bit about economics.
So only for the school students mostly.
Mostly they are basically the entire base is the US based. They are the ones.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
we do not exactly follow the exact like type of things that in India, but it is mostly the undergraduate level, less than the undergraduate level.
Okay, okay, okay. But you know that after joining the services, you will not be able to continue. It would be
Yes, sir, I think there are some restrictions regarding that.
yes. Why do you want to join the civil services?
So primarily because of the prestige that it commands and the amount of opportunities and the challenges that it offers at such a young age, that is just unparalleled. And also I come from a background that I've been living in this civil servant life, so I really enjoy that. So I wish to like make it continue.
Okay. You have stayed in Goa. How was your stay in Goa?
So actually did my graduation. That was a 4 year time period in Goa, and it was a
Mhm.
beautiful experience, one of the best experiences in my life till now.
Why do we see so many unethical and illegal activities taking place in Goa?
So can you be more specific? What kind of unethical activities like?
Like drugs and prostitution and all this. We get to hear many cases.
Yes, sir, there have been such cases in there, and that is mostly because of the nexus that exists in Goa. For example, I personally know that there have been many easy availability of the drugs even for the college kids also. So there, I believe that there must be some laxity from the part of the administration for that because they obviously know what type of cartels are there, what type of suppliers are there, but still they are not very active on the ground. I'm not sure
Let,
how the present situation is, but in
let's say
till
you are the district
2017.
magistrate of a district in Goa. Can you tell me what steps would you take?
So I'll surely find firstly and foremostly find out the supply from where these drugs are coming, and for them they make it a list and what are the main key players in that because we have to cut the supply. Only then the demand can be lowered down because these mostly the thing is that Goa is being infamous for being a honey spot for all these drugs and types of things. So people are going there for to do that. So for we have to like we cannot. Reduce the demand as such, but at a more easier level, we need to cut the supply. For that, we need to find the links and we know the major links. And from then, we have to act with the iron fist. There should be no leniency and should be zero tolerance to that.
Okay. What non-fiction books have you read recently?
So only yesterday, I've completed this book called Brain by David Eagleman. So it tells about how the brain functions and what are the like. It basically tells that the brain is the key thing that has made us the what we are today. It controls everything what we are. So it basically a biological explanation of what we actually see all the time, or we actually do all the time. And
What other
apart from
books have
that,
you read?
so
Yes.
I've read *Sapiens* by Professor Yuval Noah Harari. I've also read *Homo Deus* by the same author. I've also read *The Land of Seven Rivers*. Then I've also read by *Man's Search for Meaning* by Viktor Frankl. So that tells about the life of a concentration camp in the Auschwitz in the Nazi Germany. So that is a very motivating book.
What is the main idea of that book?
So the main idea is that if you have the will, if you have the why to live, then you can survive anyhow to live. That is, you have to be fixed with the mission, what you want to do in your life. So if you that is clear to you, then you can survive anyhow, any difficulty. So that he has beautifully explained how he did that.
What is your mission in life? Have you decided after it? Have you thought over your mission in life?
So I haven't thought the exact prime mission of my life, but as of now, my mission is to get into the civil services and try to continue the legacy of my father. Also, what he has done and what he has told me that what all will be done. And he also always told me that instead of criticizing the government that we generally do, why not become a part of it and do and be the change what you want to see in the life. So that is our mission in my life in the near future. But I'm not very sure the exact what kind of mission will be there. But my mission is generally to be significant and to not be forgotten easily by the people after.
Any one or two ideas from Homo sapiens and Homo Deus that you can implement as a civil servant, or that will help you as a civil servant?
Yes, sir. So the Homo sapiens, one of the biggest idea that they have said that the ability to cooperate and to coordinate among the people in large numbers, that has been our major success because of which we have reached the top of the hierarchy level. So that can be implemented to improve the social harmony and cooperation among the people. And another from the Homo Deus is that he tells about a class of citizens in the future that will be called that will be reduced to what we say unskilled, and they will be useless citizens as the word he used. So for that to not to happen, we can like invest now on the human resources and the skill development so that such a reality does not happen. So Homo Deus is mostly regarding the future. What kind of future can be there? It can be good, it can be bad. So this can be implemented in the governance aspect.
Can you comment on the skill development programs in the recent 5-7 years that the government has launched, and has it met any success?
The government has basically implementing the Skill India mission, and from that we have several national skill development centers, national skill development. There is also the Utter Innovation Mission by the Niti Aayog. These have been a major reforms by the government, and some of them surely has created some positive impact also. Many of the new types of skills that have been given to the new diploma holders and the vocational skills to the college students so as to get the new types of skills, and that will be more important as we see the advent of the industrial revolution 4.0. So the new types of skill will be required, but yes, there have been many lacunas also in this. There has been a problem of funding, there has been a problem of non-availability of the good teachers, so they have to be looked upon.
Okay, thank you, Divyanshu. Over to you, Chandrakant madam.
Okay. So, Divyanshu, you are from Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
What is good you find in Lucknow or the Uttar Pradesh, or what is bad if you be a DM in all these things in the one of the district, or suppose you are in the Lucknow, they would like to change the first step from your side.
What I want to change in Lucknow.
What you will change from your side that you find ki, okay, if one day I will DM or the else in all that in powerful position, so I will change in Lucknow, and what you like in Lucknow that should be continue at.
One of the biggest personal experience also is that there is a huge problem of encroachment, because of which there is a huge problem of traffic jam in Lucknow and even in my area also. So I have seen that about 30 to 40% of the road area is covered by these thelawalas and all these type of rickshaws and all. So that has to be removed. And I also see that sometimes the administration comes and remove all of them, and for few days the things get not very good. The traffic jams also reduce, but again after a few days this comes back. So this has to be done. This I have also a personal experience of that. And one good thing, in fact rather many of the good things, is that the type of food that is available in UP, in Lucknow particularly, that needs more recognition at the India level and at the world level. So I believe I will surely work upon this to market these types of food. Many of the things are not marketed well, so I'll try to do some things that they get more recognition, and that will also add to our soft power of our Lucknow.
Do you think so? There is the biggest problem in Uttar Pradesh is a kind of the atrocity. Fine. It is. What is your opinion about the atrocity?
Atrocities, man.
Yeah.
Atrocity against
SC, ST, because that is the base. Mostly in UP, there is a caste-based atrocity is going in all that now these days, or the else in all, right? So, what is your opinion on that? As a DM, what kind of these things you can sort it out the problem, so all the people feel leave freely, or find of the lack of the discrimination is going on in all. What you can do? Give us justice to them, or all kind of the justice to them?
Ma'am, unfortunately, because of the kind of society that UP is, there's a huge factor that the caste plays at every level. Even in the urban spheres also, the caste plays a very important role, and that cannot be neglected. So this hugely caste-based identity that is there, that results in some caste-based violence also. For example, we have seen the likes of Hathras case that happened. So yeah, these are very deplorable cases that needs to be reduced. And for that, there can be multiple steps. Firstly and foremostly, there should be a zero tolerance to such type of crimes. And for that, we need a very effective criminal justice system. There should not be no leaving no getting away of these criminals from the justice. That has to be done. Secondly, is that we have to break the political nexus that revolves around this. And for that, even the political affiliation have to be exposed, and the people should be brought to justice regarding that. Another positive thing can be done is to create a more awareness program among the people to showcase the Ganga Jamuna Tehzebi that we are famous for, to rewrite it that this is what we are, this is how we have lived all over the years. Because of the present few times, we have seen the rising violence. So that can be.
What is your view on the present population policy? UP government is started the population policy. You must be
Yes,
heard about that.
yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion? That is right or wrong? Give in a statement. Give your statement. I'm asking your statement.
Ma'am, personally, the fact of that the government subsidies and government or jobs will not be given to the people who are having more than two children. I do not subscribe to that
First
because
of all, you tell me the what is the population policy?
yes, ma'am.
Population policy. Population Act.
Ma'am, population policy is basically revolving around how to reduce the rising population in UP, and that is also having a two-child policy law that people should not be having more than two child. If they have, then government subsidies will be cut, and they will won't be given the government jobs. So this particular provision I do not subscribe to, because such a coercive measure has not yielded result anywhere in the world, and we have seen that what China has suffered because of the one-child policy. And rather, talking factually also, we have a TFR rate of 2.6 as of now in UP, and that is already sliding down towards the 2.1. That is the replacement rate. So in 10 to 15 years, we will anyway be having 2.1 as the TFR rate. So such a coercive measure will be not be good, because it will only cater to the it will indiscriminately affect the lower section of the society more, who do not have the access to the good healthcare services and good education. So rather, government should be focusing more on awareness generation, family planning, availability of the contraceptive, especially to the women, and education of the women. That has to be done.
Finding what you are finding social impact of COVID in Uttar Pradesh.
Ma'am, I can find both positive and negative. Ma'am, the positive impact is that we have started to living in a joint family, like the people, all the kids and the people who have been living far off lands have returned back to home. So there is a increased social cohesion also, and the family values have been reignited. That we have understood that what kind of our true relations. In that way, it's a good. We have increased the harmony and the cooperation. And the negative also, there has been in last year we have seen the uh, target of the minority religion they have been done with, for example, the Tablighi Jamaat, such type of things have been there. There has been discrimination against the COVID positive patients. So there have been even attacks over them. So do not.
The kind of the Tablighi Jamaat, you use the one word Tablighi Jamaat, because of that it is happened in all like that. You don't think so? It did happen because of the Kumbh also.
No, ma'am. That's why what I'm saying. People have targeted such a minority people, so that has resulted in a bad impact of the COVID. That I have said.
So
So
you are
that was
denying. I'm just understanding. You are denying for that. That should not be like that.
yes, ma'am.
Emphasize on the particular group of the
Yeah, exactly,
society.
ma'am.
That
This is a
should not
negative
be.
impact of the COVID. This is a negative social impact of the COVID.
Okay. Then Divyanshu, tell me. You must be heard about the new education policy and all. No?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the differences between the new education policy and the old education policy?
And there have been a generational difference because the new education policy has come about 34
But
years
we are
later.
finding there is a basic, some kind of the differences are
Yes,
same. There
ma'am.
is a new education policy and old education policy, but it is the same agitate.
No, ma'am, I beg to differ. There have been few new policies. For example, there is a breaking of the iron-tight compartment of the streams that the student used to choose. For example, the arts, humanities, and science. Now there have been interdisciplinary courses available. Another one is that the availability of the option to leave the graduation uh, every year, so that to pursue any other thing and still being recognized the type of education uh, that you have already done. For example, if you leave at the third year, you will be given that diploma. If you leave at the second year, you will be again given a diploma telling about that. There is also a
But
very important.
happening already the before it, before the new education policy, it kind of the is starting the university level in Delhi University itself in 2015. It is already started. It is not working in all, already started. And Delhi government started the somehow some the skill development program in the school too, right? And there is a, some of the more regions. So then how can we can say there is a new education policy? It is the old kind of it now. Already the state, some state and some universities are already these kind of the practices was doing.
Yes, ma'am, this has been done. Some states have taken up the program, but the new education policy is at the national level. So that will streamline the type of policies at the across pan India level. So that will be very good for the entire level. And the emphasis on the opening of the new education, new schools, increasing the gender enrollment rate. These have been a very important thing. And anyway, we have to focus upon the new type of curriculum that at the national level. So more focus on the innovation and less focus on the rote learning. That has been a major change in the ideology of the new education policy, and that is keeping at the present time.
Divyanshu, it is my last situation to you. I'm giving a one situation. You selected one of the thing, and all are happy. Then you are selected, and suddenly you got the one call from Prime Minister. Fine. Oh, Divyanshu, then you are the great. You done it very well. In all, at presently you're doing very good in all. First, suddenly one call is you are getting, and he called to you, and he say, Divyanshu, I am unable to settle out the kind of the situation is happening to making some relation with the kind of the foreign policy suggestions from your side. Then what I do, I'm totally confused. PM is saying I'm totally confused what I do and what I do and which kind of relation I have to make with the Pakistan. Then
Okay.
you suggest so then we can do better way in all that. So what the first suggestion you will give to the PM? Then problem will be sorted out from your side. Although that is a depend they what they will agree or not.
Yeah, yeah.
But what the suggestion you will do? PM is focusing on you. Keep Divyanshu have a solution. Then he will give us my all kind of the solution from my mind. So what kind of the solution you will give to the PM?
Ma'am, I have been huge advocate of diplomacy and talking, like conversation. So the first suggestion I will give is to very respectfully invite Mr. Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, to Delhi, and let's have a formal talks uh, and sort out the differences
Kind
at
of
the.
talks to already happened it in the past.
No, ma'am,
Kind
a fresh talk, and just.
people already come to in India in all it happened. It.
Yes, ma'am, I do believe that all these things have happened and they have not yielded the kind of result that we expect. But I think the future is also lying in this. We can only get to the solution by talks. There cannot be a possibility of all out war, or we cannot continue the status quo also. So I believe the future lies in having a good talks and a healthy talk. And I believe that we should extend the olive branch from our side and invite Mr. Imran Khan to India and have a formal talks with him and sort out the
Okay.
differences and start with
Now
a start afresh.
my last question is that you can say it is my last situation. You are young, dynamic in everything, and now these days is a social faming age. Okay, then every person is very much busy with on social media and WhatsApp, Insta, and everything, right? And everyone want to do, and now then many administrators also willing to that the people know about their work. Fine.
Hmm.
So what you will do then? You selected as a the higher position and all anywhere else. And are you agree with this administrators should do like this, to everything recorded and go should be go among the peoples? Are you agree with that?
Ma'am, I partially agree to that. Yes, this has been a new trend, and this is keeping up with the new type of population that we have. Because using this, we also the bureaucrats also spread lot of positivity. For example, we have seen the likes of Mr. Praveen Kasman, the famous Indian Forest Service officer, who has done a lot through his Twitter, creating spread awareness about the environment aspect.
Twitter
So
is the
this,
one of the information, Dina. That is a
Hmm,
different thing, right? Although
yeah,
you are the government servant, right? You are bureaucrat. You are selected for that, for the work, and whatever you are doing your job with
yes.
honesty. So you don't think so? You are taking a salary from the government. You are doing honestly with your work. It is not necessary to do a publish to the things in all, like the teacher is also teaching in their classroom. They are not making a video to okay, I am how much I am teaching in all. Then but IS officer should do like this in all.
Ma'am, as of now, there is no law that doesn't allow them. But I yes, this type of activity does remove the veil of anonymity that the bureaucrats enjoy. So I do not personally, I do not believe that this should be like promoted. But yes, the positive impact should also be looked upon this. And if we have a policy formulation regarding this, both the aspects have to be included. And there should be some limit at what type of content should you be putting out, because this can have a backlash also.
Okay. Thank you, Devyanshu. Is done from my side. Best of luck.
Divyanshu,
Yes, sir.
you must have guessed what I'm going to talk to you. See, you have written in your interest area that you have got interest in diplomacy and international relations. So, see, why this part is given, this interest and the hobbies. See, the meaning of interest and hobbies are that, you don't have any pressure on you, and you pursue your interests and hobbies to satisfy your inner urge. There's no pressure on you. So certainly, your creative mind, your creativity comes into play. In spite of that, your coverage is extremely poor. Apart from the coverage, let's come back to a couple of obvious things, right? When is your interview, by the way?
So 21st September.
You have got enough time. You've got enough time. So that's a boon for you. Yeah, I asked you questions. Let me ask you. Let me just go through all the questions. I asked you about Turkey's, suggestion towards two-nation theory. It's a recent news. You're not aware. You got to know this.
Okay.
Why am I asking questions related to Turkey? So what area should you be covering? Everything? No, of course not. You need to understand that Turkey is trying to be the leader of Islamic countries. So that's why, and then Turkey is among the top 3 drone maker. That means in the arms supplier group, Turkey is a respected name, right? It's widely respected. So naturally, Turkey is trying to be the leader. Turkey is among the top suppliers. So that's why Turkey is important for India. So whatever
Okay.
decision that Turkey takes is going to have impact on India. That's why I asked you questions related to Turkey. You're
I was
supposed
not
to
aware
read
of
it.
this. Okay, sir. Yes,
You
I
should
definitely
have.
will. Yes, sir.
See. You can tell me that you have not read, but that kind of leverage, that kind of liberty, you would not have in your interview.
Okay.
Then come back to next question. Where do you see Afghanistan 10 years down the line? See, just saying that you see a bleak future. Is it the Taliban only factor in Afghanistan? By saying this, you actually are showing immaturity, I must say. Why? Because you need to understand this is not the first time that some country tried to invade Afghanistan. The first invasion was done by British. Dost Muhammad was the king there.
Yes, sir.
You must have read in history.
Hmm.
Then came Russians, Crimean War. and then came Americans. All have failed in Afghanistan because none could appreciate the socio-political culture of Afghanistan, and that is a tribe-based culture. You simply cannot put a foreign ethos on a society which operates in altogether different way.
Yes, sir,
Afghanistan's socio-political system is a tribe-based system.
Yes.
But Americans or Russians try to install their own puppet government and democracy. So the moment you try to install something which is not acceptable in the society, would not last. So that shows that you lack there's a lack of understanding in you. You need to develop that understanding. Then I asked you Yom Kippur War. You cannot say that I don't know. This is a 6-day war between Israel and its neighboring countries.
So I was not
So
aware of this
you-
name. I was aware of the 6-day war.
See, you can't you won't have this liberty to say
sir.
that.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
understand.
read
This,
about it.
you need the moment you open Wikipedia, you just Google 6-day war, and you'll get this wiki page. And the first line is it is also known as Yom Kippur War.
Okay.
You can't say that, no? You yourself have written. See, you have opened a Pandora box by writing that you have got interest in diplomacy and international relations. These are very fundamental questions. Then I asked you about what? American president and his meeting with Russian president. This is your answer was, I know anybody can give that answer. But that's not the reality. American president went to meet Russian president because Russian economy right now is in dwindle. Russia is heavily dependent on China because Russia has got what? Arms and gas. China needs gas. China also needs arms technology. So if Russia and China are one, then there is a serious problem for America because China is almost number one. So what America needs? First to disarm China. By what? By pulling Russia out of America's lap. And who is the best person to do it? American president.
Yes, sir.
So, see, that's not my understanding. That these are the understanding of experts. If you are saying that you have got interest in diplomacy and international relations, you need to read a couple of experts, strategic experts.
I knew about this word, but I was not very comfortable to say that Russia is having very bad economy and all that, because I wanted to say that.
Why? What's wrong in that?
Because that's
Why
again an opinion of somebody. I do not think I can. It's a fact or not. I'm not very sure.
Do you have anything? Do you have any fact at hand about Russia? Who has got facts related to Russia? Nobody.
Okay.
So
I was aware of this, but I was not very.
You need to understand what you can speak, what you cannot speak. When you are talking about Russia or China, every information that comes out is very opaque because it comes out of very filtered, in a filtered manner. So you need to trust on experts. Now, there are two parts: quoting experts' opinion and quoting data. Both are different things. You can always quote an expert for data. You should not be quoting their views. I asked you for your views. But as far as data goes, who has asked you not to quote data from experts? You of course can. Opinion should be yours. As far as data goes, of course you can.
That's why
how would you get the data?
That Biden was there to rework upon the damage that has been done because of the Trump and the type of direct the type of language that have you used. So they have the Biden has done to retake it to the back to the conventional U.S. politics, U.S. diplomacy. restart that. So that's
See, as long as it's your view and it's not very offensive. And offensive, what does offensive means? Either abusive language or saying something which goes against India's integrity is offensive. That's it. Nothing else is offensive. So you are not using offensive language. You are not saying anything against India's integrity. Of course, you can say that. Then let's come to the other aspect. Regime change in Iran and Israel. You need to understand the guy who has become Iranian or who's going to be Iranian next Iranian president. He might eventually become Ayatollah. You know that or not? You must
Yes,
have
sir.
read that this
Yes, sir.
guy might be the next Ayatollah. If he's eyeing for the post of next Ayatollah, he will have a couple of agenda at hand. First, becoming the Islamist leader. But Turkey also wants to become an Islamic leader. Israel is a hardliner. This guy is more hardliner than
Yes, sir.
Netanyahu.
He's
So
more
there
right
has to
than
be, there has to be more conflict in Middle East. Arabian countries, Saudi Arab wants to become a leader or retain its position rather. Iran is there, Turkey is there. So there could be a renewed fight in Middle East. So see, structure your thought and read more. You have opened Pandora box yourself.
Okay, so I'll read about it more.
Yeah, please. Any country with which India has got strategic interest, you should be well aware of. You should be well read. Turkey, because recently we
Because
had
of
drone
drone.
attacks.
Drone attack.
Yeah, they are one of the best and the cheapest drone producers in the world. Their drones are at par with that of Americans. Only there are
Okay.
3 countries who are producing drones: America, China, and Turkey. Turkey's
Okay.
drones are cheaper and at par with that of Americans.
Okay.
They are way
I was
ahead
not
of
aware of this.
Chinese drones.
Okay.
Yeah, their drones are way ahead of Chinese drones.
Okay.
So anybody, I mean, their drones actually won the war for them in Armenia.
Okay.
Azerbaijan won the war because of Turkish drones.
Okay.
They are a might. They are now a might in arms supplier group. So you need to see which countries are important for India. Read about it, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Definitely.
see, then I asked you about Quad. See, the moment you become a Quad, you make Quad a military alliance, you'll be roaming around the world fighting war for America. Then tomorrow, Indian army would be in Afghanistan, creating enemy. Then the Indian army would be in Iraq, in Syria, everywhere.
But sir,
Maybe in Africa.
We also want to become a global player. So I was of that opinion in the future.
Of course, we want to become a major player, but we should not be fighting others' war. Why are we hesitating in making?
They will also be, but sir, they will also be helping us in this situation like Doklam and
where
in the Doklam, Americans will be there.
Try to understand. India is self-sufficient in containing China in Doklam or in Galwan. Why? Because they will have to fight from Tibet. At 10,000 feet height. So their armed personnel are not that physically, they are not capable physically. You might not, that's why I'm saying you have not read enough in international relations. See, China's one-child policy is hitting them big time now. Because nobody wants to join army. What is their per capita income? It is more than $10,000.
Yes, sir.
Average per capita income is $10,000. Why would somebody come to army and join army and get killed? Suppose a Chinese person is killed, the whole lineage is gone. Nobody's left. See, now a Chinese person doesn't have any social relationship. Why? They don't have maternal relationship. They don't have paternal relationship. Nobody. One child policy. They don't
But,
have cousins.
But but this is true. But
So
they
that's
also have the
why
technology.
they
have
are
the
not
great technology.
technology. If technology is capable of winning a war for you, China would have a next India.
Sir, this is
You need somebody
this
to you need somebody to fight a war for you. At least a person standing there to wage a war for you. Who would wage a war for you? They are running
So that
away
is-
from. See, that's why I'm saying you need to read. The moment you'll read, see, you are applying your mind at minus 40 degree. Who would stand there? They have nobody.
Mhm.
If they were in a position to fight war with India, they would have.
No, sir, I do not believe so. I personally don't think so. They do not want to fight with India. They have much
Why?
better plans. Sir, they don't want to get into the military fight with India. They have much better
Why?
ambition.
Why?
Sir, Sir, India is not.
You need.
This is not an
That means you
interview
have not
thing, but
see, no. We are not talking about you. That's why I just wanted to tell you where exactly are you missing points. See, they need to. The first thing first, India is that it is at par with China, while China doesn't consider India, of the same stature.
India is nowhere in
that's
front
why
of China.
exactly that's what China understands. But then India doesn't treat China that way. India treats China at par with its own stature, and that's the main irritating point for China, and that's why China keeps attacking India. If and if you read strategic experts, China wanted to capture at least some part of eastern Ladakh so that it could show to its people at the this 100 years of Chinese what communist parties meet that they are mightier, but they could not achieve that success. So anyway, I mean, this is not the right platform to talk about that,
Exactly.
but you need to read about it.
Okay.
You need to read about it. Joining Quad is a stupidity. Otherwise, India would keep on fighting war somewhere, everywhere. Every
I
expert
do
have
not
said
subscribe to
that's
this,
the
but
reason.
yes, okay, sir. You are saying it's okay.
Okay,
But
see, you don't subscribe to that part. That's fine, but you need to have substantial reason for that. Why you don't subscribe to that part? Because
I believe that we have to take major global responsibilities if we want to become the global power, and if that includes fighting for like combined interest, maybe at the far off places, that will also be beneficial for us. We cannot just expect the US come and help us and all everybody, because we are anyway expecting US help. The type of agreement that we are signing with the US does show that we need their intelligence, we need their strategic help also.
Divyanshu, do you know one thing? Divyanshu, do you know one thing? India had planned for 4 aircraft carriers.
Yes, sir.
One Galwan fight, and India has abandoned 2 aircraft carriers plan. Now India is not going to develop 2 more aircraft carriers. So India will just manage with the 2 aircraft carriers. Why so? India doesn't have resources. You need to understand this part, right? So this whims and fancies of this whims and which future? When would that future come?
So anyway, the Quad NATO is not happening as of now. It is a future thing.
That wasn't my question. My question was, should there are strategic experts who are saying that India should join Quad military alliance? Should India join? You said
yes.
That yes. My point is that the moment you join or make a Quad alliance, you would be fighting or waging war on behalf of America across the globe. And you can, at this point of time, you cannot afford another enemy. If you go to Afghanistan, you go to Syria, you go to Russia, you go to Mozambique, you'll be creating enemy for yourself. You have got one big enemy sitting at the top on your head. So that's why it is not advisable to form military alliance. Now, saying this answer that anyway this is not going to happen in near future is a very lousy and casual remarks. You are asked a very serious question. Don't consider any question as a casual question. Your answer should not be casual, right? Anyway, मैं बहुत time ले लिया यार. Ankit.
So I think
Sorry,
sir
yaar.
has rightly pointed out, even I felt in the international relations questions. See, we would not have asked you, or there would have been no expectation on your knowledge on international affairs, since you have already mentioned. Now there will be expectation. Generally, people from PSIR optional, they write casually that okay, I have interest in international relations, and then they are able to answer that. But since you have geology under optional and you still have written, so you have brought trouble for yourself, to be very frank. So now, but still, there is no need to worry as such, because you still have sufficient time to prepare for IR, and you will have to prepare because we also have one IFS board member, right? So if you get her as a board member, then definitely she'll expect the answers and a little bit of depth also, not in a layman's term, slightly little bit more depth than a layman. First thing. Second thing, see, in IR questions, certainly there is no certainty or there is no absolute fact. As sir has already told with respect to Russia, China, and all this is opinion and strategic calculations, predictions, feelings, है ना? So it is not very scientific discipline as such. मतलब if you are giving your comments on international relations, it is not easy because things are very dynamic and they change a lot, right? But you still have to take a guess. You cannot say that, okay, I do not know what Turkey is doing or what Turkey and Saudi Arabia, what tussle is going on. It is so evident. It is so on the face of it that you have to tell. That is the reason why Abraham Accords were signed in the first place, because Turkey trying to reclaim the leadership of the Muslim world. ठीक है, that is the reality. There is no sugarcoating it. ये हो रहा है, आप इसको बोलो. ऐसे बोल सकते हो आप थोड़ा सा sugarcoat करके या थोड़ा diplomatically कि some people say that, experts say that, or I feel that. तो you are mixing fact and opinion. तो ये चीज आपको करना पड़ेगा. You cannot say कि मुझे नहीं पता है. मतलब this will be more disastrous, है ना? तो you take a guess. ऐसे घबराओ मत कि नहीं, थोड़ा सा भी वेग आइडिया तो यार एकदम बोलूंगा ही नहीं, टू प्ले सेफ, मतलब कि आई डोंट नो, ये ज्यादा नेगेटिव जाएगा, है ना? सो नाउ सिंस यू हैव रिटन, तो वो आपसे पूछेंगे. बाकी भी आपकी हॉबीज अच्छी हैं, बट आई थिंक दिस वन यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, बिकॉज क्योंकि आपने खुद लिखा है. मतलब जेन्युइनली व्हाट यू फील, मतलब आपको किसी ने बोल दिया, आपने लिख दिया, या
नहीं सर, I am genuinely interested in that, but I missed this Turkey part, that I'm accepting that I was not fair with the Turkey specifically. I was more about the other, that the type of the things that global things are happening. The oil is there. These things are things I was looking about. The new age technologies these are coming. I was more focusing on that. But yeah, I missed this Turkey part. I need to.
नहीं, you have to, because नहीं, ये मिस नहीं हो सकता. ये 2-3 साल से चल रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि it is one incident and people have forgotten. Turkey trying to reclaim, इसके पीछे काफी हिस्ट्री है. मतलब अगर आप 2 साल से फॉलो कर रहे हो तो you should have known. Anyways, तो आप इस पे थोड़ा सा फोकस करना. एंड एक चीज मुझे और लगा, थोड़ा सा आपने 2-3 बार बोला कि मेरे फादर आईएफएस हैं. वो कई बार नेगेटिव भी जा सकता है कि यू आर ट्राइंग टू लाइक शो ऑफ. आपने 2-3 बार बोला था. एक तो आप इंट्रोड्यूस अबाउट योरसेल्फ, तो माय फादर इज दिस और माय मदर.
इंट्रोड्यूस में तो बोलना पड़ेगा ना सर कि फादर क्या है. नहीं बोलना चाहिए.
देखो, फादर क्यों बोलोगे, मतलब सर आप बताइए सर. मतलब माय पर्सनल
ओपिनियन, देखो ऐसा है, देखो जितना अपने फादर से अपने आप को दूर रखोगे ना, उतना बेटर है. तो दूसरी एक चीज बात और समझ लो कि वो डैफ को उनके सामने होता है और उनको उन्होंने सबसे पहले पढ़ लिया होता है. देखो, इज इट योर फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू? पहला इंटरव्यू होगा ना तुम्हारा?
हाँ सर.
गलती है वो यार, उनको सब पता होता है.
तो सर क्या बोलूं?
स्मार्ट होना कुछ नहीं यार. माय फादर इज पहली बात तो यार देखो, तुमसे पहली बात तो अगर पूछ ही नहीं रहे हैं तो क्यों बता रहे हो? तो मैंने अपने फादर को देखा है और मैं उस लेगेसी को आगे ले जाना चाहता हूँ. कौन सी लेगेसी? Your father was doing a duty, mind you. I'm a civil servant. Whatever I do, I'm paid for that. So my identity as a civil servant ends after I leave my office. Ideally, that should be the way. I go to office 9:30, leave my office at 6 o'clock. Beyond 6 o'clock, I should not portray myself as some civil servant. I'm just a normal person. So what legacy are you going to carry from your father? You have seen your father, doing. That was his job, Baba. He was paid for that. He was paid for that.
But
अपनी legacy अपनी बताओ ना, अपने क्या?
बट सर मैं उनसे इंस्पायर हुआ हूँ बहुत, लिटरली मैं हुआ उनके द काइंड ऑफ थिंग दैट ही हैज डन।
तुमसे पूछा गया उनसे इम्प्रेस हो कि नहीं हो?
इम्प्रेस नहीं, इंस्पायर सर, इंस्पायर बोले उन्होंने।
तुम उनसे
मैम का
इंस्पायर्ड हो,
क्वेश्चन
वो
ही,
तुमसे पूछा गया, चलो। नहीं
मैम
नहीं, मैं
मैम का क्वेश्चन ही यही था कि व्हाई डू यू वांट टू ज्वाइन, तो आई दैट इज माय इंस्पिरेशन।
देखो, वो नहीं नहीं, वो एक पार्ट है। तुमने 3-4 बार बोला है, मैंने तो पहले अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करने भी बोला था।
सर मुझे सबने बोला इंट्रोड्यूस में, तो फादर का बोलना ही चाहिए, तो सबने मुझे मुझे बोला ये बात, सीनियर्स ने
तो
भी
क्या
बोला
कि
है
मैं
और
अपनी फादर की लेगेसी आगे बढ़ाना चाहता हूँ?
इंट्रोडक्शन में फादर क्या करते हैं।
फादर किसने बोला है?
नहीं
कौन
नहीं
बोला
नहीं नहीं
यार?
नहीं, आई
कौन
बेग टू
बोला
डिफर।
यार?
नहीं नहीं
VP
नहीं,
sir,
ऐसा
कौन
नहीं
बोला?
है।
कौन बोल रहा है?
सर बहुत सारे
कौन बोल रहा है
मेरे
ये बात?
जो खुद इंटरव्यू दे चुके हैं सर, वो उन्होंने भी बोला है, और बहुत सारी कोचिंग टीम
कितने
ने मुझे
नंबर आए
बोला।
उनके? कितने कितने नंबर आए हैं उनके?
सर नंबर मुझे नहीं पता, बट सर मुझे कोचिंग
देखो
ने भी बहुत
सवाल
बोला।
क्या, लिसन टू मी, सवाल क्या है? इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ। तुम अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करने के लिए बोला गया ना बाबा।
बट सर आई ड्रो माई आइडेंटिटी फॉर माई पेरेंट्स ऑल्सो, दिस इज ऑल्सो अ ह्यूज पार्ट ऑफ माई आइडेंटिटी।
बाबा, तुम अपनी आइडेंटिटी अपने फादर से ड्रॉ कर रहे हो, पर अपने से ज्यादा अपने फादर को बता रहे हो।
हाँ,
एक एक बोलना, सी, लिसन लिसन यार, क्या हुआ? देखो, एक छोटी सी स्टोरी तुम्हें बताता हूँ, तो तुम्हें बहुत सारी चीजें समझने की जरूरत है। देखो, डोंट बी एडमेंट, लिसन टू मी केयरफुली। मैं तुम्हारे लिए बोल रहा हूँ, मेरा काम हो चुका है। जवाहरलाल नेहरू के जो बेटे हैं, जवाहरलाल नेहरू कह रहा हूँ, लाल बहादुर शास्त्री के जो बेटे हैं, उन्होंने अपने स्कूल में अपने फादर का नाम लिखा था LB शास्त्री। तो पेरेंट्स मीट हुई, तो बोला गया अपने पेरेंट्स का तुम्हें आना है। लाल बहादुर शास्त्री गए, उन्होंने अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया। उन्होंने अपने आप को भी इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया, मतलब बाहर में जब वेट कर रहे थे। अंदर गए तो सबकी हालत खराब हो गई। ये LB शास्त्री तो लाल बहादुर शास्त्री हैं। तो बोला गया कि सर, मतलब बताना चाहिए था। उन्होंने बोला क्यों बताना चाहिए था? वो उसकी अपनी इंडिविजुअल आइडेंटिटी है, और उसकी आइडेंटिटी आइडेंटिटी मेरे से डिराइव नहीं होनी चाहिए। नाउ पेरेंट्स मीट में मैं इसके फादर के हैसियत से आया हूँ, इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर के हैसियत से नहीं आया हूँ। तो व्हेन यू आर टेलिंग अबाउट योर फादर, यू मस्ट ड्रॉ अ बाउंड्री, जहां पर तुम्हारे फादर होने चाहिए, वो कंजर्वेटर जनरल ऑफ इंडिया नहीं होने चाहिए। ठीक है? उन्होंने जो अपनी लाइफ में किया है, ही क्लियर्ड IFS, ही रीच टू द टॉप, वो उनके क्रेडेंशियल्स हैं, वो उनकी अचीवमेंट है। वो तुम्हारे फादर हैं, ये तुम्हारे लिए प्रेस्टीज और व्हाट यू कॉल लक की बात है। बट दैट नॉट मीन यू पुट योर फादर इन फ्रंट ऑफ योरसेल्फ।
ओके।
हर जगह की मैंने अपने फादर को देखा, मैं उनकी लेगेसी आगे बढ़ाना चाहता हूँ, नहीं यार, तुम अपनी लेगेसी आगे बढ़ाओ ना बाबा। व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस, तुम अपने फादर की लेगेसी आगे बढ़ाना चाहते हो। तुम्हारे फादर ने उस 30 इयर्स के एरा में काम किया है, जहां के चैलेंजेस डिफरेंट थे। तुम जिस एरा में काम करोगे, उस 30-35 इयर्स में, उस एरा के चैलेंजेस डिफरेंट होंगे। द मोमेंट यू इंस्पायर होना ठीक है, लेकिन वहां की उनकी लेगेसी अगर बढ़ाने लग जाओगे, द मोमेंट यू स्टार्ट चीजों को आगे बढ़ाने लग जाते हो, उनके तरीके से ऑपरेट करने लग जाते हो, तब प्रोग्रेशन जो होता है ना, जिसको बोलते हैं कि आप प्रोग्रेसिव हो, वो प्रोग्रेसिवनेस मिस करने लग जाता है आदमी। तो फादर को वहीं तक रखो, ट्रीट हिम एज अ फादर, दैट्स इट। उनके इंस्पिरेशन से तुम पहुंच गए ना यहाँ तक, उसके बियॉन्ड अपनी आइडेंटिटी भी तो लाओगे। समझ रहे हो? तुम्हारे फादर ने अपने टाइम में कैसे, तुमने उनके डिसीजंस देखे, उनके सक्सेस देखे, उनके चैलेंजेस तुम्हें पता है?
हाँ सर पता है।
तुम्हें ये पता है? नहीं 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 नहीं, उन्होंने
बताया
वो टफ डिसीजन जो उन्होंने लिए हैं, वो टफ डिसीजन कैसे लिए हैं, ये नहीं, ये किसी को नहीं पता होता। रीजन क्या है किसी को नहीं पता हो सकता। मैं ऑफिस में बैठता हूँ, मेरे चैलेंजेस क्या है, मैं बाहर आके अपनी सक्सेस स्टोरी बताता हूँ। हर सक्सेस स्टोरी के पीछे कुछ स्ट्रगल और फेलियर स्टोरीज भी होती हैं। वो आदमी की पर्सनल होती है, और वो आदमी से खुद से सीखता और अपने आप को डेवलप करता है। सो बी व्हाट यू आर। तुम अपने फादर को बहुत ज्यादा प्रोजेक्ट करोगे ना, तुम्हारे नंबर कम होंगे। उनको पता है यार, वो डैप में लिखा हुआ है कि तुम किसके बेटे हो। डोंट there are many friend of mine whose father are IAS or IPS officer. None of them mentioned that. वो तो खुद ही बोल देते हैं, अच्छा योर फादर इज दिस, ओके ठीक है। ठीक है, अपनी आइडेंटिटी बताओ ना। तुम्हारा सिलेक्शन होना, तुम्हारे फादर का थोड़ी सिलेक्शन होना बाबा। एक बड़ा फंडामेंटल चीज नहीं है? तुम अपने सिलेक्शन के लिए जा रहे हो ना, अपने फादर के सिलेक्शन के लिए थोड़ी जा रहे हो। तो क्या है, उनके बारे में क्यों बात करना, अपने बारे में बात करो ना, अपने अपने आप को दिखाओ। वाई आर यू सुटेबल फॉर दिस पोस्ट? अरे राजा अकबर और जहांगीर की बात थोड़ी होती है। तुम इंडिपेंडेंट हो बाबा, तुम्हारे फादर ने जो किया वो ही इज वेल अप्रिशिएटेड एंड एक्नॉलेज, तभी वो वहां तक पहुंचे। तुम क्या कर पाओगे वो बताओ, ठीक है? ये दिमाग में रखो। और देखो, जिनकी बात सुन रहे हो उनसे एक बार मार्क्स पूछो, और उनके सक्सेस की कन्वर्जन की भी बात पूछ लो उनसे। अपने दिमाग चलाओ। वो कौन सा ऐड था यार, किसी अपनी अकल लगाओ वाला, एक एक एक, एक साबुन की टिकिया का ऐड आता था ना,
खावे पे मत जाओ और अपनी अकल लड़ाओ।
अपनी अकल लगाओ। राइट। आपका देखो, इट्स योर करियर विच इज एट स्टेक। जिसने फंडे देने थे ना तुम्हें, उसका कुछ नहीं होना इससे। तो अपना दिमाग लगाओ, है ना? चलो, बेस्ट ऑफ लक बाबा। मैम, काफी देर लग गया
एक सेकंड, देखो इसमें बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस है। अगर मैं एक लास्ट ही चीज बोलूंगा, देखो अगर आप बोल रहे हो कि वाई सिविल सर्वेंट, तो फिर भी आप उसमें बोल सकते हो कि चलो मैं अपने पापा से इंस्पायर हूं, फिर भी बोल सकते हो। इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ में नहीं बोलना है, आप बोलना है कि आपने क्या किया अभी तक। एंड ट्रस्ट मी, बहुत सारे सिविल सर्वेंट्स के बच्चे आते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कुछ यूनिक वो हो, और बल्कि उसमें एक्सपेक्टेशन बढ़ जाती है कि आप सिविल सर्वेंट के बच्चे हो, आप और अच्छा आंसर करोगे, बिकॉज आप एक प्रिविलेज सोसाइटी से आते हो और एक प्रिविलेज ब्रिंगिंग आपको मिली है, तो आपको हर चीज के बारे में अच्छी नॉलेज होनी चाहिए। तो वो नेगेटिव भी जा सकता है, ठीक है? आपकी आइडेंटिटी डिफरेंट एक्चुअली में, आप इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ में मत बोलो। वहां बोलना है कि आपको क्यों इंस्पायर हुआ, तो बोलो कि हाँ मैंने अपने फादर को देखा तो उससे मेरे को इंस्पिरेशन मिला, एक्सेप्टेबल। लेकिन अपना एक वो इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ में कभी नहीं बोलना चाहिए। एंड आई रियली डोंट नो आपको किसने बोला होगा ये, मतलब आई थिंक इट्स अ टोटली रॉन्ग पीस ऑफ एडवाइस। नॉर्मली मैं ऐसे नहीं बोलता हूँ, बट इट इज रॉन्ग, और आप एक बार वापस रिकन्फर्म कर लो। फिर भी आपको अपने मन में जो है वो करना इंटरव्यू में, लेकिन दिस इज आवर सजेशन कि अपने बारे में बोलो, इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ में। हाँ, आपको इंस्पिरेशन ड्रॉ करना है उसमें आप बोल लो, ठीक है? दैट इज, आप एक बार और पता कर लेना, ठीक है? एंड बिकॉज सर हियर हैज स्कोर्ड अबव 200 मेनी टाइम्स, तो उनको मतलब पता है एग्जैक्टली इंटरव्यू में कैसे प्ले करना है। एनीवेज, और बाकी आपके काफी अच्छे क्वालिटीज हैं, विच आई थिंक यू कैन स्टिल स्कोर गुड मार्क्स, बट आपको आईआर में वर्क करना पड़ेगा। दैट इज वन मेजर एरिया, ठीक है मैम?
नहीं, ऑलरेडी वीपी सर ने तो पूरा ही सारा चीजें काफी अच्छा कर दिया। एंड माय सजेशन इज नॉट दैट आई वांट टू गिव अ सम प्लस और माइनस पॉइंट में। आई विल टेक अ सम ऑफ द टाइम ओनली, नॉट मच इन ऑल दैट। ऑलरेडी is the lengthy and all. Everything is okay, good, and confidence level is good. Personality is nice. Do present in all. Apni, if you will wear the some light inside of your coat,
yes,
that will be good and beautiful in all. उस चीज का थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखेंगे. And you have a lot of quality and capability. Like ठीक है, you have a potentiality. Fine. एवरी सब्जेक्ट वाइज नॉलेज, IR इन ऑल, थोड़ा सा जीके थोड़ा सा और वर्क करने की जरूरत है आपको। थोड़ा सा यू जस्ट वर्क ऑन जीके पार्ट, जो मुझे लैकिंग लगा कि पॉलिसी में कंपैरेटिव, मैंने 3-4 क्वेश्चन कंपैरेटिव पूछे थे लाइक आपके साथ कंपैरिजन में, उसको थोड़ा सा एनालाइज कर। आपके आंसर बहुत लेंथी है, I must say, you are just explaining the things ना, तो हमें अगर कंटेंट मतलब कंसाइप नहीं पता होता तो हम उसको खींचते हैं, ये हमारे थोड़ा नेगेटिव जा सकता है। आई बिलीव कि 2-3 लाइंस में अपने आंसर को कंप्लीट करो, कैसा भी है। इफ यू नो द 75% द आंसर, तब उसको अटेम्प्ट करो, अदरवाइज मत अटेम्प्ट करो। सेफ प्ले बेसिकली, ये जितना भी इंटरव्यू ऑलरेडी यू डन वेरी वेल इन ऑल दैट। इंटरव्यू में सिर्फ इज अ सेफ प्ले करने। वर्क हार्ड, एवरीवन डू वर्क हार्ड। लेबर करता है मजदूर, तुम मजदूर बनने नहीं जा रहे हो, ब्यूरोक्रेट बनने जा रहे हो। तो वर्क स्मार्ट। आई बिलीव आई एम अ टीचर, तो आई जस्ट वर्क स्मार्ट, प्ले विद द इंटरव्यूअर। आप जो आपका इंटरव्यू ले रहे हैं, आप उनके दिमाग से प्ले करो कि वो क्या जानना चाहते हैं, आप वही बताओ। जो नहीं जानना चाहते उन्हें वो भी मत बताओ। That is my suggestion. This thing, father is again the things में I will not discuss on this much topic. Actually ये बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, आप समझ गए हो। But simply then जितना हाइड करोगे आप बहुत सारा सेफ प्ले कर पाओगे। मैंने कहा ना स्मार्ट प्ले। फादर के उससे उनके उससे पूछे भी ठीक है, सिर्फ इतना बताओ यस माय फादर इज इन द जॉब, ही इज आल्सो इन दैट जॉब लाइक। इतना करोगे तो लगेगा यस यू वांट टू डू समथिंग, यू हैव योर। मैंने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा पीएम के, सडनली उन्होंने कॉल किया, तो उन्होंने ही डिडंट कॉल योर फादर, ही कॉल्ड यू। तुम्हारे अंदर स्पार्क देखा, सडनली फोन किया, तो आपको तो आपसे सजेशन मांग रहे, यू विल नॉट आस्क टू योर फादर, है ना, यू विल गो देयर। तो फाइंड आउट, मतलब अपनी एबिलिटी निकालो, यू आर यंग, डायनामिक, कमिंग सून एट द डिफरेंट सर सेट, द डिफरेंट चैलेंजेस आर कमिंग, फ्यूचर इज डिफरेंट, प्रेजेंट इज दिस एंड पास्ट इज गॉन, राइट। सिंपल इस फंडा को ध्यान रखो, यू विल डू वेल, ब्लास्ट करोगे, अच्छा करोगे, वी एक्सपेक्टिंग अ गुड रैंक इन द फ्यूचर। God bless you and then best of luck.
Thank you everyone.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.